What is up, guys? It's your boy Steve-O again, and I'm back again for yet another video review. And today we got the new Gemfan 3016 3-inch prop. So this prop is fairly new to the market at the time of this video, and it has a lot lower pitch than your normal 3-inch prop. So I'd say if you have a lot of problems with tuning, or you're having trouble with jello, or anything like that, getting into your footage, vibrations, this prop right here should eliminate most of those issues, or make them a little bit better. As we see here, the prop is it's a pretty slimline prop. It has a lot more flex at the end, but at the hub it's a little bit more stiffer. It does support 2mm shaft style motors, so there's only two motors in the market right now, and that's the FPV Cycle. I think it's the 1204 5K motor that Kebab sells on his site, and that has a 2mm shaft, and the AMAX 1303, which I want to test out as well, and that has a 2mm shaft. So with those motors, you're just simply going to have to press fit, so you won't really have to use screws with those two types of motors. But if you're using a 1.5mm shaft, like I am with these two builds, you're gonna have to use screws to hold the prop down. So the prop is coming in about 1.17 grams, and I can say it's a very light 3-inch prop. I believe it's the lightest 3-inch prop that I have in my collection. But yeah, this prop will give you a lot more lower end control. So that's what this prop is really intended for. If you want a little bit extra flight time, this prop is definitely going to give it to you. From my findings from flying both of my builds, and I can say I like the extra flight time. I was getting anywhere up to an extra 30 seconds to a minute, just depending on how I was mashing the throttle. So another thing that I noticed when flying fast low to the ground, it was maintaining that straight line. I say if you're into racing, this prop should be pretty good for racing, because it just shoots like a laser. You get a lot more control when you're flying fast, and low to the ground, which I really like. So I tested this prop on two of my builds, the TP3 on the left, and I have the Twig on the right. So the Twig, I'm running the Amaxino 1106 63K motors, and I'm running 2S on this build. And these motors are quite amp hungry, so I'm not getting like 5 or 6 minutes of flight time with this build, just because of the motors. So they draw quite a bit of amps, and with these props I was able to calm it down a little bit, so I was getting maybe an extra 30 seconds to a minute of flight time, and it became a little bit more controllable on the lower end as well. And I liked it a lot, because usually when I run 3-blade props, my flight times usually decrease, but with this prop it was okay. The TP3, I got the 1105 5K motor, so I was getting a little bit more flight time as well, maybe about 30 seconds more than what I usually get, and it flies really well in this build as well. So in my last video review, I said I was going to be comparing both of these props right here. So on the right, we have the Vaughn with a 2.4-inch pitch, and I'm going to say right off the bat, the Vaughn has a little bit more touchier feel to it. It also feels like it has a little bit more thrust, so when you're doing throttle punches, it feels like it's a little bit more punchier in the air. Also, I feel like this prop has slightly more grip as well. Both of these props are very, very efficient. This prop is going to do very well on your lower end control. So I'd say if you're a racer and you race, you're probably going to like this prop a little bit better, because it's going to be more manageable and easier to control down low. So when you're punching the throttle real fast, it just keeps a straight line, and it doesn't go out of whack or elevate too much. So this prop is slightly more efficient as well than the Vaughn, and I say I was getting about maybe about 30 seconds to maybe a minute of flight time with this prop. So I'd say if you're looking for more flight time, the Gemfan will probably be the one to go with. Also, if you're flying in more tighter, confined spaces and you want to make those precise movements close to the ground and hit gaps, the Gemfan is probably going to be your best bet for doing those kind of things. On the Vaughn, that's where it's kind of lacking on that lower end control. So when you're punching or giving it throttle, on a build, it tends to want to elevate a little bit more. So you're gonna lose kind of like that bottom end control slightly with the Vaughn. It just kind of depends on your piloting skills and how good you're managing throttle. If you're not very good with managing throttle, then the Gemfan will probably be a little bit better choice for you. So if you're flying in more open areas, I prefer to fly the Vaughn just because it has a little bit more punch than the Gemfan. And also the Avant is slightly quieter in the air than the Gemfan as well. But yeah, both of these props are very good. And it's just going to come down to, what you want and, what you prefer to fly and, your flying style. So yeah, that's about it on these two props. My next review will be on the Beta FPV. And these are the 1204 5K motors. And I'm testing them on this build right now. This is the CSX. So I'll be comparing them to the 1105 5K motors that I usually fly on my ultralight. So y'all guys like, comment, and subscribe. FPV is life. And I'll see y'all guys on the next one. Out of here. In the ways of the week, the time's complete alone.